Hey guys, Anna here. Welcome back to Builds with Anna. So today we are in San Myshuno and we are building a family apartment. So this is a small family apartment and originally the plan was to keep it with city living and base game, but in the end I decided that I wanted to use other packs. So it's still so in the end it worked out pretty well. I am working on the floor plan here. So by the door, obviously you have the bathroom and then the two bedrooms. So I had to really adjust with that entryway to try to incorporate the two bedrooms to make sure I could fit a double bed. I cut out a lot of the usage of my placement furniture, but I did use a lot of placement furniture to obtain that, which is one of my tips in doing floor plans. If you have not yet, go watch that how to build video. It's very helpful. Alrighty, so this house is a house where it's very colourful. I found this like buffet table that had blues and yellows in it, and it really set the tone for the entire apartment. And this little front square here, this is the whole living area. So this has got your kitchen, living, and dining in one. And I really struggled with this one. I'm not used to building apartments, and I'm used to building very spacious, larger places for my living areas. And I just really struggled with the confined space of an apartment and where the windows were. And I still wanted them to like be able to utilize the windows and the lighting that it gave, but also to have the rooms be placed in a appropriate manner. And I really did chop and change this, and I do keep a little bit of that in. So you'll see, I had the counters there. I end up deleting those. Where the living room is right now, I end up rearranging that. But that's that buffet table that I ran with. So that backyard stuff buffet table with the yellows and the blues and that I think it's like a teal color. I've been really into that color lately, and I wanted to give this house a little bit more of a modern vibe. Uh, and I also I felt that this house would be definitely for a sim that was into art, maybe someone that was into like pop culture and what have you. And I wanted to use a lot of kind of the elements of San Myshuno. I definitely felt that this was a place where they used a lot of color and a lot of vibrancy, and it's very multicultural and what have you. So I wasn't afraid to use a lot of bright colors in this space, and you'll see that with all the wallpaper in the house and what have you. So I really struggled with a dining table. That back corner, I could not get one to work. So we do end up getting rid of the center island, and we do end up reconfiguring this whole space. So yeah, so basically it's kind of like modern, but it's still got a family feel to it. It's very bright, uh, but I would say that the furniture is very intentional. It still tells you, it still gives you a story of personality, and it still shows you. We still use objects that are very functional, but yeah, I would go with that actually. Yeah, it's functional but aesthetic. And I think that very much describes how I decorate homes in The Sims as well. Is I don't really like to have objects in the game that just for show. I do like to have things that are functional and create spaces that have multiple uses. And I think when you do smaller builds, that's the key. You need to have areas that, okay, like that's a decent sized dining table because, okay, the kids could do their homework there. You need to be able to have things like that. So they have multi-function to it. So this is a living room, but it could also be an office. It could also be, things like that, an entertaining space and what have you, very communal space. All right, so we do really run with that theme, and I'm choosing the painting, and I saw this bright painting here with the yellow. I thought it was just a bit too much, but then I came across this kind of, I don't know, is it like a cactus? And it's got the blues and the pinks and what have you, and that teal color and the blue just matched in with that buffet table. And I thought it was also a good way to bring pink into the space as well. Uh, we use a lot of parenthood in this build as well. So that backsplash in the tile is from parenthood. And then we go in with this teal wallpaper, and it kind of marries in the rest of the house. And we actually use this wallpaper as the main wallpaper in the house. And I think it works really well with the wood tones as well. It's a nice color. Yeah, so I don't use a lot of clutter in the kitchen space. I keep it very minimal, but in terms of this living space, I do clutter it up quite a bit. Just doing some alt placement here, just some plants, and yeah, we will be entering back into this space as well, I believe. And yeah, I did envision that. So, a little bit about the family. So, I definitely felt that there was a sim who potentially was very much an artist and what have you, and they really like modern design, but they also like color and things like that. So, lots of pops of color in this house, very vibrant, but there's also a lot of textures. So, that knitted, so I think it's actually like a knitted, what are they called? They're like an ottoman kind of thing, but I've used it as an end table because I thought it looked really good. So there's that kind of knitted texture. There's a furry rug. There's a wooden chair. Like there's lots of textures in this room. So it plays on color, textures, and just different styles of design as well. And I also thought that so I've done a child sim. She's a girl, but her room is it's just an explosion of color. And I feel that this child may be into art herself. I put a little craft box on the carpet with some pillows. I thought this was the cutest little idea. Just, the concept that, she was sitting down and drawing. But I wanted her to maybe potentially be maybe a little bit of a tomboy. So her room doesn't look overly feminine. It actually looks very gender neutral, I would say. Yeah, it definitely is gender neutral. It doesn't really have anything that would state the sim is a boy or a girl. It kind of just looks a bit unisex to me. So yeah, so the kitchen is basically done. We do head back into there in towards the end, but we're just doing the bathroom. I feel like you guys know what I'm about to say, as again, it's a very simple bathroom. I did use a couple of the more modern contemporary units from City Living because when I build in a world, I like to use the pack that it potentially came from. So obviously with apartments, it really fit this concept. This bathroom, yeah, it's got a little bit of a masculine feel, and maybe potentially the male sim in this home is where that is the one that really enjoys that kind of contemporary modern design. And I really liked that kind of what is it, like a caddy piece from Tiny Living. That red in that towel matched that carpet, the little circle rug, sorry, in the entryway. It matched so perfectly. So that was quite nice. So now we're in the kids' bedroom. So we are in her bedroom, and it's just an explosion of colour. So we went with that bedspread, and I believe that is a kids' room stuffed bed, and I just ran with it. So lots of orange, yellow, blue, and those fairy lights. That kind of is probably the one item that maybe potentially gives the vibe that this is a female Sims room. But everything else is very gender neutral. It's very, like it doesn't really depict that it's a male or a female Sim other than those fairy lights potentially. But yeah, I think this was a cute little room. It's very well cluttered up, and it's still got a desk. And as you know, it's got that night light thing that keeps away the sea monsters because, I can't stand it. And yeah, so we went with a pale yellow. I wanted a color that was reminiscent of that bedspread, but wasn't overpowering because there's so much overpowering color within the room. So I think the pale yellow went well. But yeah, I think it was a cute little space. Alrighty, and then we're in the main bedroom. So, very quick build for you guys today. This room is quite the opposite. So this has that modern feel. So I basically ran with eco lifestyle in this room. I'm pretty sure the majority of the assets are from there. And yeah, that and city living. So I chose the city living rug in this kind of beigey goldish color because I wanted to emphasize, I believe, yeah, it's that kind of knotted pillow decoration within the bed. That is a beautiful bed, by the way. I absolutely love that bed. I just think it's such a pretty bed that we got with Eco Lifestyle. And then, yeah, just the Eco Lifestyle chair, City Living wardrobe. And yeah, we're just more of a modern kind of vibe. Very basic. I go with a brown tone wallpaper, kind of pulls in the beigey colours from the bed. Uh, yeah, and then just some paintings. There's really nothing much in this bedroom. Very plain bedroom, but it still looks nice. And again, it kind of gives that vibe that potentially they do like that modern aesthetic, The Sims. And I did put a bookcase because I thought it'd be cute near the chair, just like a little sitting reading area. I like to have spaces that are a bit more sectioned. And we are just cluttering up the kitchen. I believe I put a couple of clutter pieces and I do actually put some cabinetry. I don't put a lot of cabinetry, but I do put some. I just thought I'd alt place that cutlery plate drainer thing. I just thought it was cute. We didn't go with the Parenthood cabinets. We went with the kind of modern base game ones just because I liked the wood tone and I didn't want to overload with the cabinets from Parenthood because they just don't, I don't know, they're not my favourite. And there we have it. That is today's build. We're doing the tour. It's a very easy tour, but this is what we came up with. Very bright, very fun. And yeah, I do remember to put curtains and blinds. I thought that would be a nice little touch in the kitchen and the living space. But that is basically it. So that's your build today. I had a lot of fun with this one. Comment down below your thoughts. Let me know what you think about the build and whether you enjoy these apartment style builds or whether you prefer more house builds. So yeah, I wish you have a really, I hope you have a really wonderful day and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.